Hey people, Intrude here, welcome to the Elite League show. It's the final, guys. We are on Serval Frontier for game 1, and on the blue side, Toilale is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero. Awesome battlefield manipulation, can also hurt you pretty bad. Up against Torpid with a Tech Marine, starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. This is the Black Templars elite scheme. Heretics don't want to get caught out of cover with this guy because Tech Marine alongside Tactical Marines can really pump out some early piercing DPS. Those guys of course have to be careful about Doom Bolts early because that will hurt even Marines if they're caught out of cover. And here we see it, and they are caught, and that is painful. That's almost a third of their health, look at that. Now using their Kraken Bolts to do extra damage to these CSM. Tech Marine meanwhile being tied up, and in turn goes to try and tie up the Chaos Space Marines. And does so. Here comes some support from some scouts now. Can they get some early shotguns? Looks like the answer is they're not going for it. Poor Heretic gets consumed and now forces a retreat with some Doom Bolts. Does Toilale. Meanwhile, mid, Heretics have been forgotten about, and when you forget about your Heretics, they die. It could be anything. They could just trip over or something, but in this case, it's scouts shooting them. Well, two of them are. The other ones, oh there he goes. They dropped 3 models to scout bolters. CSM down to under half hit points here. Could drop very quick to these Kraken bolts if they're ready again. Heretics coming to the southwest. This is the all contested map on Serval Frontier. Scouts will just take the garrison and frustrate those Heretics. Meanwhile, there's the Kraken Bolts forcing a retreat, and these guys got very low. Look at this. 240 hit points without a model loss. Doom Bolt scares off the Tactical Marines. It's a scary thing. Tech Marine delivering around about 30 DPS piercing, I think, with his default bolter. Quite a lot. For comparison, Tactical Marines have around about, I think it's 13.5 or 14.5 DPS each. So it's like 2 Tactical Marines right here. Shooting at you. Scouts and that Tech Marine heading to the southwest. He knows the Heretics are here and can easily deal with them with sheer bolter fire. And we have Sniper on the way. And some more scouts, suggests more than one Sniper Scout. Capping our scouts in the mid. Heretics want to tussle. Dropping models, but they only dropped 1 more, I think. And then run away. Tech Marine will now cap. The sniper rifle, does it tell me? 13.85 DPS, doesn't tell me damage per shot, but it is enough to kill a default Heretic, as you saw there. Heretic struggling to make an impact in the actual combat so far. Just maybe allowed Torpid to pre-pin and grab the entirety of the central line, but Raptors now on the field for Toilale. Suppressing as they land 30 DPS melee per model. And a decent chunk of hit points at 350. Doom Bolts again. Big threat to the Tactical Marine. CSM though not on them in retreat. Are the Raps going to get on them? No. Lets them go. Could have got a model there, I think. Do we have more Sniper-ins? We do. 2 Sniper Scouts now. Going to be hard countered of course by the Raptors. If they can find them. Especially if they group up. Tech Marine being found here. Was going to look at the power but got caught. Sorcerer just getting a few shots in as he runs away. These scouts might want to get a bit closer so the bolters can fire, but they're happy just getting some target practice on Heretic skulls right now. Speaking of Heretic skulls, there's some up here capping. They're going to drop 2 models immediately. Wonder if it's possible that they try to attack the same exact model and only 1 dies. Not exactly sure how they choose the model to hit. It doesn't seem like the closest ones or anything. Raptors capping. Gonna be a single cap game right now with 390 to 476. Torpid has had a decent amount of the map, but every time Toilale goes in and commits to a fight, he's pretty much just running away so far. Tech Marine with Bionics helping fight the melee troops that are around. Raptor's moving in. He might wait for them to use his powerful sweep. Now there it is. Look at the knockback strength on that. And the Sorcerer got very low. Raptor's jump. Snipers might be able to turn and get a shot in. Maybe. Nope, they're just leaving. Raptors have found the Marines. And powerful sweep will now be on cooldown, I assume. What's the cooldown on it? Doesn't tell me. As you can see, Bionics gives a bunch of other stat bonuses. Now a power bash attempt by Coil. CSM on the prowl. Are they going for the VP? I think they are. Scouts dropping a model, and of course when they have their sniper rifles they cost power to reinforce. Not sure how much power, maybe we'll see here. Don't think it's a huge amount. He's not going to reinforce them, because only one of them carries a sniper rifle after all. Heretics are coming southwest. I'm not sure why. It's already capped up, maybe just to look after it. Hide behind a giant rock and look after the points, fellas. Sorcerer teleports in. Snipers did get a CSM model there. Sorcerer also with the Sword of Flame. Able to get in amongst those scouts, of course, with their sniper rifles. Alongside the Raptors, there's bad news for these guys. And are they going to die? They are going to die. The damage over time from the Sword of Flame finishing off that scout. It's a pretty hard counter for these guys. These Sorcerer War Gears. And gets tier 2 in good time. Raptors. No shotgun blast on them. Maybe they've already used it. Could eat a grenade though. There it is. Uh-oh. Friendly fire, guys. Friendly fire. I don't think they actually hit any of the Raptors there. Heretics in amongst Tactical Marines, but these are default Heretics. Doom Blast obviously helps, and more coming in means those Marines have to get out of there. They've been controlled pretty well so far, these Tactical Marines. One of the scouts not being replaced, as you see by a torpid there. Maybe he's given up his dream of snipers ruling the battlefield.
Let the slaughter begin.
Sorcerer is still level 1. Not sure if he's actually killed a Tactical Marine yet. It's hard to kill these fellas. Heretics bashing power. As you can see, they have a natural range damage resistance once they're in melee combat, which is something that most of the units get in the game. I think it's 40% or something. It's supposed to represent kind of being harder to hit, I suppose, once you're involved in a melee fight. Sorcerer with a wasted special attack there. And you're taking shots. Bloodletters up for Toilalate. Torpid gets some more Tactical Marines via drop pod. Immediately eat a special attack which did a bunch of damage. But it's still in play. Raptor gets their aspiring champion. A very strong squad leader. Power Fist and the Melter Pistol. Does he really need the Melter Pistol as well? Doing chunks of those Tactical Marines there, as you can see. Might be time for the Tech Marine, yep, to get a weapon upgrade. Plasma gun or axe. He's gone for the axe here as a direct melee on melee counter for these Raptors, and the Tactical Marines did drop a model there. Here we go. What is the DPS these days? 55 power melee DPS. Also drains energy on hits. Gives him more melee skill and a melee charge, all that good stuff. And it's bad news for the Raptors, really. And they've done a lot so far, these Raptors. Bloodletters are up. Here they are. Chopping up some scouts with their power melee Hellblades. That's a special attack getting all 4 models. These guys are immune to suppression. But you can still knock them over with those shotguns. A good, powerful sweep by the Tech Marine. Doing some work there. And he's starting to make a difference, this guy. Straight away since getting the axe. Kod Ali not quite as comfortable piling into melee. And you can see why. CSM getting an aspiring champion. 2-to-1 cap here for Torpid. Is he saving up for a Dreadnought? That's the question, or is he going tier 3? Dreadnought would be pretty damn fun to see. And Toil wouldn't be able to respond to it super quick. I mean, he's got the Raptors, but they don't want to fight a melee one. And here we see the Dreadnought. Now, how fast, if at all, Toil Ali can deal with this thing might decide the game. More scouts dropping to that Sword of Flame. Pretty good weapon, it turns out. CSM finding some scouts to melee with, but they don't want to melee with this guy. I assume they got this axe model from the campaign. I'm not sure though. It's a very nice model for an axe. Sergeants over here, maybe some Sternguard veterans then. Dreadnought hits the field now, and a plasma gun on the other squad, which are almost level 2. Here he is, starts off as a full-on melee walker with melee resistance, 100 DPS heavy melee, and a splash on hits. Wrist-mounted flamer too, in case he wants some fire. Good power bash though by Toil Ali, almost got all the gens. Those bloodletters there phasing out of existence to not take any damage for a duration. Sorcerer flees. These fellas now get a sergeant. And these fellas did not become Sternguard, at least not yet. Doesn't think he has the resources right now. There's the Emperor's Fist ability from the Dreadnought. Stun, knockback, and damage. Pretty useful. Nice grenade. Beautiful grenade there. Unlucky not to get a model, I think. But the Dreadnought might. There we go. Boom. And again, that big inspiration on kill from this guy. Man, did that inspiration reach the Tech Marine there? That's a massive radius. Also reach these scouts, look. Just crunching through those default heretics. That's like the worst thing ever to fight a melee walker with. Default 8 squad heretics. Oh, Chaos Dreadnought now. So we could see Mark of Khorne. And then some warp shenanigans to get it out of trouble, of course. Not sure who wins that fight, because this guy would have blood rage if he goes Mark of Khorne. But of course this guy could get repairs from the Tech Marine and a bunch of scouts. I wonder if the Mark of Khorne Dreadnought still wins if the Tech Marine is repairing this thing. Sternguard are in. First Company Tactical Marines can change their ammo to combat all targets. They get box magazines and scopes as well. They've got some good loot. Double cap here for Torpid. The Chaos Dreadnought still in its default state with an autocannon. Raptors have a prime target now in those Sternguard veterans. Looks like they have their Kraken bolts loaded in. Good damage to heroes, sub-commanders, and heavy infantry. Power bash. While Toil Ali caps and gets a 2-to-1, I suppose. But I think Torpid's going to get a full bash hit. Dreadnought has decided he's no longer going to help with this. I guess the Marines have it covered. Dreadnought wants to get moving. What else we got? Scouts with 2 models and the pretty dangerous level 2 Tech Marine here. He's got his shield up too now. Refractor field. And some shotgun scouts. It's going to be a fun battle if these armies collide. Oh, now we have a Mark of Tzeentch Dreadnought. Anti-vehicle missile launcher also has the Frenzied Barrage, which allows it to suppress a bunch of infantry, which could be really bad if it catches these 2 Tactical Marine squads. Or the Sternguard and the Tactical Marines, I mean. Raptors getting the scouts off the field, but that was a very nice grenade. Killed, what was that? 6 heretics, I think. Seen a couple of good ones, and one not so good one. CSM here with Eternal War, and the Aspiring Champion allows them to use Slaughter, which is a pretty awesome ability actually. It does start on cooldown and has a pretty long cooldown. I think it's 2 minutes or something. But it can turn the tide of a fight for sure. Need to tie up this Dreadnought if it can. The Space Marine Dreadnought needs to try and get in there. Big fight here. This could settle the game right now, depending on how this goes. Heretics are off there. Sorcerer getting in on the Stern Guard. These CSM are using Slaughter. Did they use it? Not sure if they used it. I wasn't paying attention earlier. The Space Marine Dreadnought is trying to get in on this guy, but he lost the target because it was infiltrated. We do see the blessing of the Omnissiah going on. That's the global ability of the Tech Marine, repairing all allied vehicles on the field. Torpid now needs to be very careful with this guy. There's some actual repairs from the Tech Marine himself. This could be bad. Demonic summoning now for Twalali. Lascannon getting shots, but the Space Marine Dreadnought might go down. Yeah, too many missiles. And down it goes. So hard to escape. Another powerful sweep from the Tech Marine. I think maybe he could have stayed in, or maybe not. Went down to half health. Twalali on top now, you got to say. Dreadnought's relatively healthy. Torpid does have a Lascannon, but with Raptors and Bloodletters and a teleporting Sorcerer, you'd think Twalali would be able to deal with it. And he doesn't have to kill it, he just needs to get it off the field. And it ain't shooting no more. These guys phasing out. Heretics can do some worship too. Healing these fellas up and infiltrating them, of course. Raptors, what level are you guys? Level 2. 1-to-1 cap here. Heretics is that. Heretics it is. Going towards the southwest VP. Raptors get on the Lascannon. Gonna take at least one mod, you would think. No. The Power Fist hit did not get it. The Tech Marine Axe can get one of them though. 2 of them actually fell there. Chaos Dreadnought is getting in and mixing it up. I think Twalali knows that he can warp this thing out of trouble, so just goes very aggressive here, forcing close combat with that big old claw. I think it's got like 70 DPS heavy melee still. Shotguns are painful for Heretics, but they got the cap. These fellas also get the cap. Well done, Heretics. Triple here now for Twalali. Another Chaos Dreadnought on the way. What does Torpid do here? Doesn't have enough requisition to get anything aside from tier 3 maybe. Down goes the Tech Marine. Sink kill. Look how far it threw the Tech Marine now. Stone Guard with their Hellfire rounds, doing damage over time to that Sorcerer. But now they eat a Frenzied Barrage. Pretty damn effective. And a Dark Flames going in. Yeah, you need to retreat, boys. Marco Zinc CSM as well. They will quite happily trade fire with Stone Guard. Or even Plasma Attacks. With those Inferno Bolts. Another Dreadnought for Torpid. What's the plan here? Get a multi-melter? Did the other Dreadnought actually come up for toilet? Yes, it did. Has that default autocannon for now. This guy getting repairs very slowly, but repairs nonetheless. He is level 2. Torpid has to have a very good engagement. Very good couple of engagements, probably. It's going to be so hard to approach with Bloodletters and Raptors jumping on you, not to mention this guy. Done very well so far. Tech Marine still down. Deciding to get this fella up instead of reviving for now. Avoids the fight, which is, I think, smart. Lascannon is going to get jumped immediately, you would think. 106, 172. Going for that central VP with, I assume, scouts. Yep, scouts on the southwest. Now seen the second Dreadnought. I don't think he'd seen it before that. That's going to might be able to get one shot. Nope. Infiltration. Scout trying to get a decap under infiltration here. But here comes Twalali. There's the jump. Going after Stone Guard veterans, and Bloodletter's getting in now. Not even tying up the las cannon, going for the Marines instead. Raptors making short work of those Stone Guard, bloody hell. They're ready to pack a punch. Dreadnought on Dreadnought action. Las cannon helping, but this Space Marine guy in his walking sarcophagus is not going to last. Does get one of the Dreadnoughts down though. They traded Dreads. Well played, GG, says Torpid. Needed to keep that Dreadnought up, I suppose. Couldn't trade there. With the Tech Marine down as well. Would have been very tough to come back in. So first game to toil. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Hey people, Intruder here, back with Game 2 of this Elite League final. We're on Ashes of Typhon, and there seems to be some kind of disagreement. In the Imperial Guard ranks, we've got a Lord Commissar here for Torpid. Starts off with a Refractor Shield, fights in melee combat, very strong offense and support. This is the Armageddon Steel Legion Elite Scheme, with gas masks and all that good stuff. Up against Tolali with an Inquisitor. Offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get specialized ranged weapons. We're going to see the same opening here, it seems like. Double Guardsmen into Sentinels. I was expecting maybe one of them to try double Sentinels here. Try and mix it up, get them stomps, be aggressive, but looks like no. Oh, more Guardsmen for Torpid. Might have the advantage then in the opening exchanges, depending on how Tolali can maybe isolate things. Sentinels fighting Sentinels. Tolali here getting in behind so that this fella can't fire back while he's decapping. Look how inaccurate this laser looks. What's going on? Just shoot straight. Can't do it. Guardsman here to come and support this fella with repairs now. Meanwhile, east side contested VP. Looks like Tolali is going to be able to cap it, I think. Inquisitor gets her natural eventually, and we're now pushed down the west side, I suppose. Pretty good brawler, I think, with her Holy Brazier and being able to hammer of the witches things in the face. Not bad. Can get a shield up, all that good stuff. Oh, these guys are abandoning their cap to get a 2v1 fight against these guardsmen. Torpid trying to put cover up and be clever, but Tolali knows about this and gets into melee instead with the extra squad there to shoot. It's going to be an easy win, and Torpid needs to be careful not to drop these fellas completely. Pretty bad melee damage all around, but they did get some kills. Hammer of the Witches on the Lord Commissar. Torpid might be able to chase this Sentinel back here and finish it off. I think it will, despite the accuracy problems that Sentinels have. There we go. Down it goes. Good start for Torpid. Tolali replaces the Sentinel. Barely got any XP for that, apparently, this fella.
Generator coming up.
And Torpid pushing up the west side to get the VP decapped. And Lord Commissar will get his natural back for perhaps a double, because Tolali is focused on bashing power right now. No flamers. But they are las gunning the crap out of this thing. Gonna eat a stomp though, there it is. Can they get the generator down? I don't think so. Although Torpid is not forcing close combat here, maybe they will. And they do. Not sure why these fellas didn't get into melee there to save the generator, but maybe the Lord Commissar thought he could get in there in time. Now a heavy weapon squad for Tolali. Where has Torpid's power and stuff gone? Lots of reinforcing, I guess. Also got that ground pound up, as we saw. And so does Torali. Taking a lot of damage though is this fella. With a multi-laser turret up to support Torpid's army over here. Might not be easy to push against it. I mean, sure, you can get this heavy bolter there, but the turret with repairs and stuff, we were able to shrug off the heavy bolter fire. And the Sentinel could maybe flank around this big crater thing. 497 to 391 with a triple cap here for Torpid. Dropped the first game, of course, to some sorcerer shenanigans. Did a great job getting into the back lines of the Marines and disrupting and tying things up and killing. Torpid controlling things so far though in the second game. Torali going for the push through the mid. Inquisitor arriving a little bit late, but should be able to have an impact here. No Holy Brazier. So no Holy Pyre on these guardsmen. But they do eat a stomp to the face, which is pretty damn effective. And forced off. Could get a double gen bash here, supported by the heavy bolter. Lord Commissar goes for decap on his fully matured wreck point. More generators going up for Torali. Now, multi-laser turret of their own. Now, Torpid's army. Torali's army, I should say. But not shooting generators. Goes for decaps instead. I guess the turrets will do it. And some cover going up for these fellas. I wonder how many of these models actually count as being in cover. I guess there's not an easy way for the game to show that. Catechins now for Torpid. Should help him defend this power bash, that's for sure, with their disruption. Here they are. Very versatile infantry, have power melee as well, so they will be a threat to that low-level Inquisitor in melee. Hammer of the Witches on the Commissar who got in on the heavy bolter. Flamers are up. And they'll make short work of the turret, I think. But they did get the double gens down. Both of the generators fall. That's what, three or four generators now that Torali has been able to bash. Meanwhile, Sentinel of Torali, going too far. Could have just shot this thing from behind safely, but takes a bunch of damage. Almost went down. Almost went down. Don't think Torali was paying attention there. That thing. Tier 2 for Toil first. Now it's Torpid's turn to bash with Flamers and Catechins doing a decent job of it. I'm not sure these guys are going to be able to defend. This Sentinel is very low. The suppression obviously help, but they can be disrupted by the Catechins. Or just a Basilisk Flare dropped in by the Commissar himself. There's the All Reliable. Improvised Explosive is up, and all the gens were bashed. Triple steal here for Torpid. Not sure if Torali has anything queued up for tier 2. Here comes the Commissar in from an angle. Bad news for those heavy weapon fellas, but the Sentinel got in for a very good stomp there. Pushing forward though is Torpid. Catechins giving him big advantage in these exchanges, I feel like. Unable to get in on the heavy bolter though. Lord Commissar forced to retreat. These guys don't have any energy left to disrupt it. So should be able to get the defense here. Maybe. Heavy bolter almost went down. 11 hit points. And Torpid just burned some guardsmen to death. This is looking bad for Torali. Is that going to be GG right here? It's MM, whatever that means. Bunker went up momentarily, it looked like. Was that from Torali? Well, that's from Torpid, I think. And looked like the Hell Fury Strike instantly destroyed it or something. Down goes Torali's Sentinel. Now with just 2 squads on the field. That might be it. Torpid controlling the map. Had a very good passage of play there, pushing with the Catechins. Just couldn't deal with them. Where's that holy fire? Hammer of the Witches again. Counters reasonably well by the shield. It doesn't stop you getting stunned, but at least it absorbs the bunch of chunk of damage there. Chimera now for Toilali. He's not giving up. Commissar up for the Guardsman. This guy, the Inquisitor, running through a bunch of mines there. Dropped by the Commissar's global ability. This turret is still going. Triple cap ticking down. Chimera needs to do a hell of a lot of work here. Was thinking maybe he was going to drop the Bane Wolf. But I suppose not. Chimera now for Torpid. Chimera just gives you so much utility in the field. It's hard to turn it down. Even for some Bane Wolf bashing and harassment. Not sure if Toilali is going to be able to decap 2 VPs in time here. Because that's an improvised explosive and this is going to be painful. They can knock them off the cap with it, you would think. There it is. GG, says Toilali. In fact, the VP's got down to 0. It was an actual VP victory there, not a concede. GG indeed. Torpid with a strong start, the double guardsman, the triple guardsman I should say. And then the Catachan showing up at just the right time for this big push. Which really pushed Toilali onto the brink. Those guardsmen being burned alive. Sentinels dropping. And this Chimera just couldn't quite come out in time to save things. And now it's 1-1 in the final. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Hey people, Injured here, back with game 3 of this Elite League final. It's Vulcan Pits, and on the blue side, Torpid has a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat with some powerful disruption, support and offense. Red side, Toilali with a Lord General, fights range combat begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers, really strong defense and support, can also add to this retinue throughout the game. Same Han Elite scheme for Torpid with the fur and stuff, not sure what the deal is with that. But I'm sure they have their reasons. Banshees are up. They'll be a big threat early on to the Lord General. Usually, you'll see him run in and tie things up with his sword. But Banshees around might make him think twice about that. There's the Sentinel. Surely going to get the ground pound upgrade once it sees the Banshees on the prowl. Which will be a big help. These fellas have fancy capes. Look at this. There's some pew pew. Here come the Banshees. There goes the Lord General immediately trying to tie these guys up, but the Banshees are going to do some work here. Look at that. He instantly turns around, tries to escape. Big special attack there. That's going to kill at least one of the Stormtroopers, I think. Yeah. Poor bastards. Well, that's what you signed up for, lads. There's the ground pound coming up on the Sentinel. Going to get a good one here. Hits all the models. It would have been amazing if they fell down the pit. Took a lot of damage out of the Sentinel, getting that stomp there. What's this? Warlock. Looks like he's already leapt into combat recently, so didn't do one there. Might see immolated destructor combo. It's always very, very fun on light infantry squads in tier 1. Throughout the fight and throughout the destructor. Like, oh, half my health is gone. Guardsmen are ready to support this guy with some repairs. He's getting a decap. Direct Rangers could shoot him up. We get a Guardian weapon team for Torpid. As expected. I was hoping for like multiple Rangers or something to put some very quick pressure on this Lord General and his retinue, but going for the safer choice, I suppose, of some suppression. Banshees just menacing towards this Lord General, just made him run the hell away. Destructor went in there. Or was it a grenade? No, it was Destructor. Banshee's going to finish off the Guardsman. Yes, they do. Painful. Just chase off the Lord General. and you're like automatically in retreat path for fleeing guardsmen. Here's the Shuriken. Will suppress targets within the firing arc there, which is why the Lord General backed away.
Adding warp generator.
Stream sniping accusations going on. Twalali perhaps expected to get his double sentinel play going, which would have meant Torpid would never get Howling Banshees, but and so Twalali accusing of some stream sniping, most likely in jest. 456 to 487 on the VPs. Twalali with an uphill battle here. Banshee's doing a hell of a lot of work. I mean, Twalali could get the double sentinels up still. Banshees took a rest there mid-charge, dodging the stomp, and this sentinel's going to go down. Look how quickly those power swords getting in on it. Did not last long. Spotters now for Twalali. Going to get power bashed though, I think. Where's the Warlock? Here he is. His guardsmen have been annoying with some back caps, I believe. That was the sentinel over here. And now they're going for the VP. Not sure this is going to be enough to stop this. Just some spotters. Guess he's got to try it. Banshee's dodging that. This guy didn't dodge it. A girl, I suppose. She got shot to death. Destructor flies out. And Warlock backs away. Allows the Shuriken to reposition here. Gonna be a smoke shell now. Half range on that weapon. And sight. So not even the Dar Avengers around the Shuriken can fire. You need to try and avoid that Shuriken whenever possible, I suppose. Oh, there's another Shuriken cannon. Try and avoid two of them. It's not going to be easy. Spotters setting up... Well, would have set up something if there was something there to do anything about it. No catechins to moving, no sentinel of course. It's going to be tough. Needs to get something else up. But what? No real way to control the Howling Banshees now that the sentinel's down. Unless you can time a mortar shell as they run in or something. Going for a power bash now is Torpid. Heavy weapons squad on the way. That'll make a big difference here. And there's that mortar. Does decent damage when it hits. Flush like that. Immolator is up for the Warlock. Not sure how long he's had it before. Gonna drop it on the VP maybe? Nope. There he is. There it is. Guardsmen must flee from the fire. 456 to 405. Here's a heavy bolter to help defend this power bash. One generator still up. Uh-oh. Grenade comes in. And another. That could be a wiped out squad. So very close to being wiped out. A good mortar shell again. But this is tough on Twalali. Was not expecting the Banshees, I suppose. Should have got that second sentinel up as soon as he saw him, I guess. Still the 2-1 for Torpid. Still power bashing. Twalali just can't get rid of him. With the double shurikens here, makes it so tough. Warlock going for a decap as well. Those guys desperately trying to repair the generator. Lord General sneaks around, but Banshees are on his case again. Just fleeting out of the darkness. Might finish him off here. Nope, he lives. But these guys may not live. That might be GG, and it is a concede by Twalali. Torpid goes 2-1 up in this series. A best of 5 series, remember. Warlock got level 2. Lord General got level 1. Never really got going over here. Tolali. Banshees really made a massive difference in this fight. What level did they get? Didn't even get level 2. Did so well, ladies. Even fighting inside some fire over here. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in Game 4. Hey people, Injured here, back with Game 4 of this Elite League final. This is Fedrid Folly, and Torpid has got a Warp Spider Exarch teleporting here at fight range combat, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities. This is the same Han Elite scheme again. Up against Tolari with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fights. In melee combat begins with a Refractor Shield. 2v1 in the series then if Torpid takes this game. Torpid takes the final. Triple Dire Avengers on the field now. Tolali with Guardsman into a Sentinel. Maybe double Sentinels, we'll see. Done very well with it in the past in this tournament. The two heroes will clash, which means the Warp Spider needs to run away. I'll go to the garrison, of course. Just got a little shot off before he did. Couldn't help himself. Here's the Sentinel. I don't see a second one. So maybe not. Our Avenger's doing a hell of a lot of damage to these guards, and here comes the Warp Spider. Teleporting up that cliff. Pretty damn useful, and these guys, wow, they got very low. Get their sergeants in, which gave them a few more models there. And then teleports away again. And can now go for the garrison maybe? Just be as annoying as possible. He's going for it. And gets it. Double Dire Avengers eating a stomp. Not sure why those guys were closing in. Just trying to get a shot on the Guardsman, I think. But swept it up pretty well, did the Sentinel there. And might be able to get a decap. Sentinel's going for it, I think, yeah. We have double generators up for Torpid. And it is a second Sentinel now for Tolali. Where is the Lord Commissar? Oh. Guys. It's the final. What's he doing? I don't know. They're having a disagreement over these structures over here. 492 to 496. Single cap for Tolali. He's happy to sit there. I don't think the Commissar's firing back though, for some reason. Which is a bit weird. In fact, do units are they even able to fire their sidearms out of garrisons? I don't think they are. I don't remember seeing that ever. Second Sentinel now. Both with ground pound and a multi-laser turret coming up. Got to bash some power, fellas. There you go. Meanwhile, Dire Avengers 2v1 against his Guardsman is bad news for these fellas. There's the Pew Pew. Going behind a shot blocker there. Can they get this generator down? Splitting the Sentinels now. Shuriken on the field for Torpid. These guys now have a grenade, which is bad news for Guardsman blobbing up. Are these fellas still in the garrison? Oh, Commissar gets out after the Warp Spider, I suppose. 467, 496. Not sure what that was all about. He could have been up here fighting some Dire Avengers who come in and take out the turrets, and then a good retreat grenade on the Guardsman too. The Sentinel survives. Now we have artillery spotters to counter all of this range stuff. And with the Commissar running in after the mortars, it's going to be pretty strong, I think. Puts his shield up to shrug off this warp spider fire. We're going to take the garrison again. Nope, just teleports away. 461 to 496. Sentinels, I don't think they can push through the mid with this with the shuriken here. Daravenger's taking this opportunity to come and decap the natural VP. Commissar on capping duty over there. Not in any rush to defend the VP with 400 of them to tick down. Gets those repairs up first and then moves in the mid. Sets up the approach with a smoke shell. Stomp comes in as well. Might want to try and focus fire on this thing. Nope. Does not. Does get the Dire Avengers out of there. The Sentinels, of course, can just walk over those energy shields, which is pretty useful. Like that. This one might be in a bit of trouble, though. Taking a hell of a lot of damage here. Gets it back for some repairs. There we go. And the stomp comes in from the other one. Sentinels are pretty cool. Artillery spotters doing some work with their las guns. Wonder how much DPS they do. It must be more than a guardsman. It must be. Everything should do more DPS than a guardsman. Even like some of these plants and stuff. Trying to melee the warp spider exarch there. God Commissar gets in on the shuriken. Can the rest of the army move up to support? Here comes a sentinel. But he did get caught out by this one. But D-set up. Oh, maybe allowed the sentinel in, but Tualali did not want to risk it. I think it was a wise choice as well. Didn't want to risk trying to get in there. And maybe stomping or something. There's only one on the field now. Man, it's not easy to manage two sentinels like this. Needs a hell of a lot of experience and timing and understanding of how engagements unfold, damage output, that kind of thing. These guys surviving okay so far. Tier 2 for Torpid now. Warp Spider gets the VP. There's the 2-to-1 cap. And now goes for some cleanup in terms of capping. Torali does have the contested power and rec point on this side. But it's power bash time. Shuriken sets up, covering this approach. And the Warp Spider is still capping. Should be able to come and join this power bash soonish though. Shield goes up while the generator falls. Look at that shield usage there. Defending this approach while you shoot that generator is pretty damn useful. Mortar shell comes in. Sentinel just does a breaking of the shield there and took a hell of a lot of damage getting that done. I don't think they can out-repair this. Sentinel needs to leave. 17 hit points and survives. And grenades going off. That is painful. Poor bastards. Only 3 guardsmen left in the squad. The Sentinels live. It's a lot of repairs to do. The Sentinels live though. I don't think they're going to stop this power bash, unfortunately for them. Torpid is already tier 2. Falcon? No, it's Wraithguard. Awesome. Seems like ages since I've seen those guys stomping around. For some reason. But we'll see him here. Where are those Sentinels? Where's the other one? It's not being repaired. Does get rid of them. I think all of the gens went down. No, I don't think this one did. Don't think that one did. 447 to 399 on the VPs. Torpid using the incredible mobility of the Warp Spider to get straight on this VP now. Covered by a Shuriken. And look at this. Wisely keeps this one uncontested. Stopping the Sentinel getting a quick and easy decap. Artillery spotters will try and disrupt it maybe for the Sentinel to get in. And stomp and shoot and all that good stuff. Here are the Wraithguard. Powerful weapons that can destroy everything at relatively short range. Have an area of effect on them. They also suppress infantry targets. A very vulnerable to melee attacks, so the Lord Commissar, I'm sure, would love to get in and tie those guys up. Very slow, especially without a Spirit Seer giving Wraith Sight. As you see there, the Warlock leaders of the Dire Avengers also give them Wraith Sight. I don't think the Warp Spider Exarch does, but the Warlock and Farseer leaders do. Chimera on the way for Torpid. For Toilali, sorry. Torpid going straight for this power again. And Wraithguard will make short work of it. Will also give them a bunch of XP, which is useful. Here we go. Boom. I think they take it out. Like 3 volleys by themselves will take it out, I think. Gonna get a full bash here. And has a whole bunch of the map. Toilali couldn't kind of get going quickly in tier 2 so far. But now the Chimera is up. And Toilali is very good at using these things. Meanwhile, getting some power bashing done, or trying to at least. Drop some mines over here. But there's the suppression. Those guys might need to just get out of here. And that's a bad retreat for them. Are they going to grenade? There it is. And Wraithguard getting into melee combat. I imagine those punches hurt. They are like 8-foot robot things. That grenade misses though. Got a full decap on this power. Meanwhile, Toilali just trying to stabilize by getting both of the natural VPs and maybe camping up on this raised platform here. One of the Sentinels did go down, incidentally, which I think I missed because I'm good. I'm just the worst, you guys. I'm just the worst. Ogrins now for Toilali, coming out swinging in tier 2. And with the Commissar buffs, he doesn't have any war gear though. Those guys can be insane. Here they are. Big bastards, aren't they? Got these Ripper guns, which actually do decent damage from range. But they like to swing them in melee, and they swing them so hard, they are a heavy melee weapon. 431 to 273 on the VPs. Got quite a lot to make up here, Toilali. Almost 150. Bonehead Leader comes up for the Ogrins. Oh, cancelled. I think they've piled inside of the Chimera. That's why I don't think it was cancelled. I just can't see it anymore. I'm not sure if Torpid actually saw the Ogrins. I don't think you can tell that they're in the Chimera either. I guess he'll know that something's in there because the turrets will be firing. Wraithguard pushing up. Warp Spider getting a cap in the background. There's a Bright Lance, but where's the other Shuriken? Oh, it's moving over. I think he should have attacked there, Toilali. Maybe he must have thought the other Shuriken was around. So the Commissar could have just ran in and tied up the Wraithguard. Here comes the Ogrins to try and do that. The Bonehead Leader is up. 405 to 273. There's the 2-to-1 again for Torpid. This could be a vital engagement here. More decapping for the Warp Spider. Does he have any war gear? Oh, Entangling Web to counter the Ogrins. Very useful. And Toilali does not want to approach. Now that both of the Shurikens have set up, and here's a Wraith Lord now for Torpid. I think he waited too long. You got to shoot your shot. Did not do it. Now moves in with the Wraith Lord closing though. Double grenades and Entangling Web. Don't think they hit quite flush there. Wraith Lord taking big swings on those Ogrins. Lord Commissar gets in on the Wraithguard. Meanwhile, some Dire Avengers trying to be sneaky with a flank. Ogrins doing their thing. Oh boy, they've now been buffed to hell by the Bionic Eye. Inspired Determination is insane. Speed bonus, double damage, suppression immunity, I think. Look at this, they're just tearing through stuff. Eat a grenade, just keep on going. It also heals the remaining models, I think, when you do get the execute. 405, 225. A good little run through by the Ogrins there. And with that buff, they will be a threat to the Wraith Lord, especially if the Chimera is around to instantly reinforce them again. I assume the model that comes in via reinforcement also gets buffed. So I'm not actually sure. 405212. Good old scrap. But Torpid still seems relatively comfortable here. Sentinel's gonna die, but does get a good stomp. And down it goes. Some stormtroopers now for Toilali. Guardsman, I don't think can outshoot this, fellas. Held them up though, held them up. Mobility of the Eldar continues to tick down those VP. It's going to be a triple cap, I think. Wraith Lord on retreat path. Yep, there's a triple and a webway going up over here, as you can see. There it is. And now a little bit of power bashing. Uh-oh, Ogrins. Oh, they get entangled immediately. Now eating, holy crap, now eating some Wraith God shots. That was painful. But they do get in. Those guys are now inside the webway. It's just bugged out visuals there. And here they come back out again. Mines dropped in. Nothing there to spot them either. Poor Ogrins. Down to 2 models. They are buffed up the yin-yang though by the Inspired Determination now. Melter Bomb, anti-armor stormtroopers coming in. Ogrins pushed as much as they could. Didn't have a whole lot of support going in there. And they might go down on retreat. Looks like they live. Everything piles into the Chimera. And they survive for another fight. Lord Commissar mixing it up. Level 2. But it's not any kind of threat to the Wraith Lord. Double cap for Torpid here. Down to 64 VPs is Toilali. I do feel like he missed an opportunity to push when he was up here a little bit earlier. And the other Shuriken wasn't in play and the Wraith Lord wasn't in play as well. Meh, says Toilali. Could be GG right here. Looks like it is. It looks like Torpid is going to take this and win the final. And thus the Elite League. It's no mean feat playing this many competitive matches over the month or whatever it was they played. So much tension and concentration needed, especially in these 4 or 5 game series. And there it is. Toilali concedes, or rather the VP counter actually went down. Congratulations to Torpid. Very well played. Also a big shout out to the man with the plan, Adila, for organising and setting up and corralling these players into playing this Elite League. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching throughout this series. For all the awesome support, likes, comments, all that good stuff. And I'll see you hopefully next year for some more Elite League with Season 3. But we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.